What do the British Museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and the National Gallery of Art all have in common? Well, aside from being world-renowned museums, they all have one thing in common. They won't tell you what these golden artifacts really are. From ancient Egyptian treasures to priceless Renaissance statues, there are certain artifacts in plain view that museums are actively trying to hide from you. So today we going to be taking a look at the secret lives of golden artifacts and what museums woe you and tell you about them. Let us start with the golden artifact that perhaps no one knows about more than the one I am talking about. The Golden Mask of Tutankhamun, also known as the Boy King, is perhaps the most famous artifact from ancient Egypt. But what many people don't realize is that it wasn't actually gold at all. When archaeologists first discovered the mask, it was covered in grime, and only a few small portions of the gilding were actually visible. However, when they began to clean the mask, they soon realized that it was made from a cheap substitute for gold leaf on wood. In fact, much of the gold found in ancient Egyptian artifacts was actually just gold leaf, which is much less valuable than solid gold. So why did the museum not inform the public that the golden mask was actually just a gilded wooden mask? Perhaps they felt that it would take away from the mystique of the artifact. Now let us move to Europe, where we can examine the golden artifacts found in the great museums of the old world. One such artifact is the Barberini Faun, a bronze statue found in the Villa Barberini in Rome. It was created in the 1st century AD and is now in the collection of the British Museum. The statue is covered in 24-karat gold leaf and is worth an estimated $30 million. But here's the twist. It's actually a fake. That's right. The Barberini Faun was created in the 19th century and is actually just a modern forgery. But if it's a fake, then why is it in the British Museum? Well, it was purchased by the museum in 1884, and at the time it was thought to be genuine. It was NT until 1922 that X-ray technology revealed that statue was hollow and that it had been filled with plaster to make it look more ancient. So why doesn't the museum just remove the gold leaf and reveal the statue's true age? Well, for one thing, removing the gold leaf would damage the statue and make it less valuable. And for another, it wouldn't really change the fact that it's still an incredibly well-crafted piece of art. Finally, let's look at one of the newest additions to the world's great museums, the National Gallery of Art in Washington. DC, this museum is home to some of the most priceless works of art in the world, including the Mona Lisa. But one of its lesser-known treasures is a small gold statuette of a woman. The statue is only 3 inches tall and is worth an estimated $10 million. But here's the twist. It's actually cursed. According to legend, the statue is cursed by the gods of the jungle, and anyone who possesses it will be doomed to a life of misfortune. Of course, there's no evidence that the statue is actually cursed, but that hasn't stopped people from trying to return it to its place of origin. In fact, there have been several high-profile attempts to steal or vandalize the statue since it came to the museum. So why doesn't the museum just get rid of the statue and break the curse? Well, for one thing, getting rid of the statue would be a logistical nightmare, as it is insured for $10 million and would likely have to be moved to another museum. And for another, the museum doesn't really believe in curses. So there you have it, 3 golden artifacts in 3 world-renowned museums that they don't want you to know about. Thanks for watching!